Here's another important video from the Personal Defense Network.
We've got my student here, and what we're going to do is take a look at how we go from a normal standing position and get into that good shooting stance. The truth is, stance is a matter of convenience. If you have a firearm and you keep it fully extended, parallel with your line of sight and in your line of sight, keep the orientation of the firearm consistent with the orientation of your head, it doesn't matter if you're laying down, sitting down, falling down while you're shooting. Stance is a matter of convenience, but as long as we have the opportunity, we want it to be consistent and efficient with what the body does naturally. What we're going to do is imagine that there's a threat directly in front of Jeremiah. As he recognizes that threat, his body is going to do all those things we talked about it doing naturally. He's going to orient towards it if he wasn't already. In other words, he's going to get better focus on it so that he can see and learn about that threat immediately and quickly to be able to respond appropriately. His hands are going to come up as his center of gravity lowers. The lowering of the center of gravity primarily will happen at the knees, but it also is a function of the waist. So when we're in that natural neutral position with our feet parallel under our shoulders, we're about shoulder width apart. Here, here, wherever. We don't want to be exaggerated really wide where we're not able to move as freely. We don't want to be really narrow where we don't have as good balance. Just a natural position with our feet approximately shoulder width apart for training, because in the real world it's going to be wherever they end up. When his center of gravity lowers, his shoulders are no longer over his hips. They're out over his knees or his toes. That's the position that we're going to want to be in when we're responding to a threat, because it's the position that A, our body puts us in naturally, and B, allows us to move. Again, we have to lower our center of gravity in order to be able to move. From this position, that natural extension of the firearm continues as his arms come out to keep his body position with his weight forward. That's going to give us better recoil management. So this is really the stance at its most simple. If we look at the feet, they're oriented towards the threat, just like our body is going to be. They are parallel. They're not staggered, because if we believe we have to shoot in a staggered position, if you'll just kick one foot back or another, if we believe that we have to shoot, we talked about the correlation between our beliefs and our speed during the balance of speed and precision. Same thing. If he thinks he needs his feet to be staggered, he's going to hesitate if his feet aren't staggered. And we talked about stance being a matter of convenience. So we're going to start from a neutral stance and a natural stance, which is oriented towards the threat with his feet parallel, knees bent, weight forward at the waist. That allows him to be in a position to fight. He's going to be able to extend his firearm straight out from that ready position and get good combat accurate hits in a way that works naturally with the body.
Check out more videos just like this one at the Personal Defense Network.